What's up, guys? Everything Fish here, bringing you guys a Fishroom update because I haven't done one in about 3 months and long overdue for it. For those of you who watched my last Fishroom update, Project Jigsaw still isn't done yet, still in the works, but I have moved some tanks around for the holidays and I think they look really good. I'm happy with the way my Fishroom looks now and I think you guys are going to like it too. Anyway, starting out here in my 30 tall like I always do. It's my blue eye ancestris and my Asian bumblebee cat in there, which are actually the only fish left in here because I did lose every single midwater fish in here from some kind of unknown disease, but pretty much they'd get crippled up and like start having what looked like a seizure and it wouldn't stop, so I had to euthanize a lot of them and nobody could figure out what was wrong with my water, so I'm just glad these two aren't affected by it. But yeah, this tank might actually be coming down soon, which is kind of a big deal to me because this is my original tank, the only one I had for a year before I started getting the other ones. 3 years old now, I think, but more than that actually. But yeah, that's what's going on in here. Walk you guys over to my 75 gallon. Alright, here it is. No new fish in here, but I did get rid of one of them. If you guys remember Dingus, my Pangasius larnautii shark catfish. He was getting too big and too active, so I actually gave him to my friend who has him in a 120 gallon now, and eventually he's going to go in his big plywood pond, so he'll have plenty of space to grow. But yeah, still got 3 fish left in here for now. I've got Leo, the striped Raphael catfish. He's probably pushing 6 inches, and he's starting to get some attitude on him too, because he got in a fight with Sarge the other night, whose beautiful face is right there. And I haven't done an update for a while. Sarge is actually 10.5 inches now, guys. He's putting on the size really well. One random Danny I left that hasn't been eaten by Sarge. I don't know why it outlived the other ones by like 3 months. Maybe it's just faster. Either way. And it's Pedro, which I can fit in the camera because he is so massive at this point. It might not look much if you're watching this on YouTube. This fish is 11.5 inches now. He's almost a foot long. He's about outgrown this tank, and hopefully I'm going to be picking up that 125 off my friend soon, and he'll be going in there with a lot of my natives. But yeah, he is huge now. Starting to get some territory issues with the Sarge up there, so they definitely need a bigger tank. All the catfish are kind of fighting for space. Alright, so that's the 75, on to the fish room. Okay, so we're here in the fish room now, and this is always the worst lit tank in all of my videos because it's right next to a window and it has no overhead light. But let me see if I can find a good angle here. I guess that's an alright angle. It's a Paula, my female green sunfish, and she's almost fully grown at this point actually. She's 5.5, pushing 6 inches, so she's getting big. That glare is just terrible, so won't spend a lot of time on this tank. One of the first changes in the fish room, this rack, I can't remember what was in it in the last video. I think it's just the bluegill in here, and I might have had the white bass in the last video. I'm not too sure, but I think so, which was that 5.5 gallon. Since then, I have moved my yellow perch into the window 10 gallon, and they're all doing alright. Still a little jumpy, but I just moved them about a week ago into here. They're doing good. About 2.25, 2.5 inches. And my bluegill has kind of been down. Oh, I'm sorry, not my bluegill. It's a pumpkin seed. Since been downgraded to the 5.5 gallon temporarily to make room for the holidays, because this is actually our dining room. But nobody uses it other than the holidays, so other than those 3 or 4 days a year, it's my fish room. hopefully the perch and the pumpkin seed will be going together in a 33-gallon long soon. I'm going to divide it so they don't kill each other, because last time I had the pumpkin seed in with the perch, it about killed all 16 of them, and I'm since down to 7. But these 7 have been doing good for about the last 4 months, so I'm not too worried. And moving on to the next tank, which you guys are probably used to, the 20 tall, but it is no longer there. And if I can get a seat pulled up in front of it, show you guys the new tank, which is very long. Tied for my longest tank. This is a, actually I have to back up to get the whole thing in the picture. So one of my 2 33-gallon longs I've been waiting to set up. Oh, I still can't fit it in the frame. It's huge. It's only 33 gallons, which is hard to believe, but it has very cool dimensions. Love this tank. It's 48 inches long by 13 inches wide by 13 inches tall, so it has the same footprint as a 55-gallon, but it's 7 inches shorter in height, which I'm actually more of a fan of this than a 55, because 55s are just one of my least favorite tank size. It's too narrow for the height, and if you're going to have that kind of height on a tank, you might as well add the extra 6 inches of width, but this is perfect for a stream tank. This is one of my favorite tank dimensions. Works really well for flow, for small stream-dwelling fish. Might even put small trout in here to a certain point. I'm not going to, but it'd be a good dimension to start little juvenile trout out. But anyway, this is a combination of 2 of my tanks. This was the fish that were in the 20 tall that used to be here, plus the 20 tall that used to be over there, which is now gone. They're both gone. I broke them down and they're in my garage. Trying to downgrade, and it finally paid off. This tank is really nice looking. Substrate's just pool filter sand like my other stream tank. I got the rocks from my local creek. And for filtration and flow, I have big sponge filter hooked up to an MJ900 power head that's cobalt, plus an air line for extra aeration, plus the Venturis. Doing a lot of aerating. And there's a good bit of fish in here. There's probably 25 darters in here. I'm going to go over the fish real quick, since you guys really couldn't appreciate those darters and that slack water 20 tall, and I couldn't either. But I've got my 6 silver jaw minnows in here. Really cool fish. Plus my 3 remaining red side dace. Actually, since the last Fishroom update, I have had 3 red sides jump out on me. First one was in the old 20 tall. It actually jumped through the back lid, which I had covered with plastic, but it broke right through it. And these 2 are both somehow, the ones that I lost in here about a week ago, both slipped through these tiny half, 3/4 inch holes in egg crate. So that kind of amazes me that they wiggle their way through there and think to jump on the floor because they think that's a good idea. Nope. But yeah, this tank is really nice. It's got great aeration, pretty strong flow, which all these fish like. Go over the darters. It's one of my female blue breasts there. Female rainbows. Yeah, the creek I collected from had a lot of female fish. I'd say about 60-70% of the total darters were females, which is pretty weird. Normally it's about 50-50, but it has a lot of diversity in species. It's one of the variegates. It's one of my it's probably my favorite species of darter, tied with log perch. These are Tippecanoe darters. That's actually a full-grown fish right there. That's about 1.5 inches long, and they're not going to get any bigger than that. It's a female. A couple of them sticking their heads in under there. I think that's a blue breast and 2 variegates in there. Not sure where my other Tippecanoes are. There's some variegates. I got a lot of blue breasts and variegates in here, plus a couple rainbows like that one. And yeah, I'm not sure where the... Oh, there's one of the Tippecanoes in the back. You can see him sticking his head out of the rock there. Not sure if he's going to come out. Yeah, he's starting to come out. Curious about this. But yeah, the males are really colorful fish. They're orange, some of them are even black. They got blue stomachs on them. Yeah, there he goes. Little pile of darters. This actually isn't too overstocked either. I do 50% change each week. It keeps the water pretty clean. Darters aren't too messy fish. They're pretty clean. Here's the male Tippecanoe. I have probably 6 or 7 Tippecanoes in here. I got 9 blue breasts. Sorry about that. I tripped on the stool below me. Probably 7 variegates and 4 or 5 rainbows. I tallied them up the other day. I can't remember where I put the paper at. I just realized I kind of skipped over the pumpkin seed in here. I didn't show you guys him. But yeah, that's the new tank. Love it. It's an awesome tank. And eventually this one plus my 30-gallon stream tank are going to be combined into my 75. Plus I'm hoping to get a few more darters too. Can never have too many of them. They're awesome fish. Sorry for the random cutaway there, guys. It might do it again actually because my camera roll is about full, so I'm going to try to finish this up quick. Here's my 30-gallon stream tank. I got my awesome emerald shiners, still got all 5. Got the half a dozen banded killifish. My female blue breast darter somewhere in there. There she is. Blunt nose minnow. One of my green sides is hiding way in under there, if you can see him or not. Got little, I'm not sure if it's a little male or just a female, bright female rainbow darter. But there it is. Some of the other ones piling in behind the sponge filter. I don't know why they started hiding back there, but they seem to like it. So here's this tank. Sorry, the water's a little cloudy, but they're not eating as much food as they used to, so there's a lot more uneaten stuff on the substrate. Cutting over to the last couple of tanks. It's my 15-gallon, and excuse the smudges on the outside. I just had family over for the holidays. But it's the 7 angelfish. They're all getting really big. Some of them are probably 50% bigger than a silver dollar, like this one. Big fish. Got all 7. Still have the 3 pearl scales, 3 marble veils. If you look at the dorsal fin on that, it's freaking amazing. I hope that thing's going for me. Plus, I'm not sure what kind that would be. I think they're called blue ghosts. Cool looking though. Got the guppies and blue nose shiners in there. And who love to hide. I shouldn't feeding time. Last tank, my 10-gallon planted tank, which is actually doing pretty good lately. Got the Cryptocorn spiralis growing, Java fern, Java moss, which is kind of taking over now. Lost my male swordtail, but I got a huge spawn before he died, so hopefully one out of the, 30 fry I have is a male. There's fry everywhere in here. I'm just going to let them stand there pretty much, see who survives. Snails everywhere. Not sure where my beddoe's at the second. Got the Taudia intermedia, as always. They're pretty awesome cats. And I only have 1 Paleotis cory left. They've been dying from some kind of infection. I haven't figured it out, but every other fish is doing good. Aeneas cory. And that's this tank. You guys like it? Moving up here, I've got the couple fry I have left. These tanks are just riddled with algae, but I've got a couple gambusia fry left in there. I'm just using them as feeders at this point for my sunfish and perch, and there's some bluefin killie fry in there somewhere. There's 3 or 4 left, but yeah, so that was my Fishroom update, guys, and wanted to say thank all of you for watching. Just hit 400 subscribers yesterday or the day before that, and that means so much to me. Never thought this channel would get to 400 subscribers, and Probably going to have a contest at 500, I'm thinking. But, yeah, it's awesome. Hope you guys had a good 2015. I'm recording this, it would be December 29th or 30th. And hopefully I'm going to be putting out more videos next year, more native fish cares, more Fishroom updates, better Fishroom updates. Hoping to put out way more fishing and diving videos too, but I'll have a separate video discussion for that on sometime after New Year. So, hope you guys are having a good holiday season, and I will see you next time.